Hey there and happy Monday. So I'm excited to bring you some inspiration today through one of the cards from my in-home stamp camp that I had here this month. And with that, then it also kind of kicks off then my series of 6 that I did here. So my goal was to do 6 different projects at the 4 different locations, and I'd finished up the Worthington groups. Now I'm on to the group of 6 that I did here in my home. And so I know I've heard lots of feedback from you guys, and thank you so much for that, because I'm like, I know people can come to classes, but for those of you, and thanks Francis for joining on today. I know you're one of them that got to make this card here in my home. But for those of you that didn't, I really appreciate your notes of encouragement that I am doing these videos so that you can see what was being made. And it's always great to get ideas, isn't it? So that's my goal here, is to help you guys get some ideas through that. So let me get my camera turned around. Today's going to be a quick video day. Well, all of these should be quick because I have cut the pieces, ahead of time for these projects. So that takes away some of that. And I'm still going to do a little bit of die cutting today for you, but I do have lots of die cutting to do before tomorrow's fun class in Fairmont that I have set up. And so that's run through Fairmont's community ed program. So sign up is through them. And it could be full. You would have to let them know if you're coming. And I capped it at 23 people. It could be that it's full, but you would have to contact them by calling, not going online at this point, and seeing if there's still room for you to go to tomorrow afternoon's class. It starts at 2:30, runs till 7:30 for those of you that are signed up and just need a refresher of what time it is. And it's at the SMEC building for those of you that are familiar with Fairmont. So hopefully I will find that tomorrow. All right, so here is my card. Hi there, Lois, and you got to make this card too. So probably the biggest thing that I heard about this project when people were making it, or the biggest question was, where are these fun cards and envelopes and such? So let me maybe start with that. So for those of you that subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, every once in a while I'll say, hey, there's an ad on this month, or, a lot of times refill kits will become available and such. So to order these, all you have to do is not go to Paper Pumpkin, but go to the Stampin' Up, StampinUp.com website, the online store, and go to Paper Pumpkin kits, past refills, add-ons, stuff like that. And once you get to that page, then you'll see you can get 18 cards and envelopes. So you'll get 6 that are this beautiful pattern here, and then you'll get 6 that have this landscape look, and the envelopes too. So you've got, the new copper clay color here, and this is the new boho blue, and these are aptly named Exploring in Color cards and envelopes. And then these are beautiful too. So then that's that new moody mauve color. So I tell you, to make cards up very quickly, you could just put your sentiment there. You wouldn't even have to do that. It's $10 for 18 cards. You could do nothing with these except for write your little sentiment in the inside, and you would be set. So like for those of you that like to have easy stationery on hand and think, sometimes I just like stationery and don't even like to stamp. Well, for $10, you could have 18 beautiful cards and envelopes here. So they, once again, are called Exploring in Color cards and envelopes. If you go to that and go, oh, it's not letting me order it, it is because they need your email in the Paper Pumpkin system. So then I just go to Paper Pumpkin, renew my subscription to get that email kind of started in, in their system or whatever. And then I can order any of those products. So that's how that works. Okay, so how we came up with today's card. Okay, you see that. So I'm going to pick a different one. Let's pick this blue one here going the other way. So I'm just going to pull that out. So it kind of goes backwards a little bit, and I always like to let you guys know about like my happy accidents. So the last card I think I brought you was this fun fold, right? And it did that. And so as I was cutting out these pieces to make this fold with my nested essentials here. If you remember these dies, so the white one was the smaller of the dies, and then the largest die cut out the copper clay one. So what I did is just took out my 8.5 by 11 pieces of cardstock and then cut these out to make my cards like so. So then I had all these quarters. I took my 8.5 by 11, cut it in 4s, and then I had all these pieces left over from these that I needed for my cards. So I had what I needed here for that, so I'll put that aside. But what I had left over then were all of these frames and pieces. And so then as they were laying here next to that, I thought, oh, that just adds kind of a fun layer to be able to put that right on top of there. And so that's how I came up with this card there. Hi there, Kay. Good to have you on here. So yeah, just a really easy way to do that. Sometimes I think these skinny frames like this are almost easiest put on with glue, but I have some of that packed already for tomorrow's class. Some of it I haven't unpacked from my last class, and so I feel like I have like 16 bottles of glue in different stages. Does anybody have that happen to them while they craft? I don't think I'm the only one. Just because I'm a demonstrator does not mean that we don't have all sorts of that adhesive going at the same time, right? Okay, so I just want to kind of smooth that down, make sure that all the corners are kind of getting covered and such like so. So I don't know, I just thought that added a lot to that. And I'm going to take my bone folder and just give that a nice edge there by pushing down on that. So you can see like this one goes this way, this one goes this way, and then the other one, this is the third one, also has that same kind of landscape portrait look, and I made some blue ones specifically to go with that. I thought that the blue and the Moody Mauve looked a little bit more eye appealing than the copper clay. The copper clay looks great with the picture, but then I thought it kind of looked a little clashy right next to the Moody Mauve. So that's how I came up with what I did. So then the only other things I did was stamped out this deer here. So the stamp sets that I'm using today are Grassy Grove, and it's great that Kay's jumped on because I remember getting so excited to order this Grassy Grove and using it for the first time for her online party. I know I have the strangest memory when it comes to something sometimes. So the deer is from the Grassy Grove and the die cut too. And then from Layering Leaves, once again, I am using that So Happy to Celebrate You. How different that's going to look here with this almost like guy themed card on the inside, So Happy to Celebrate You. How different does that look than the So Happy to Celebrate You? That almost looks like it could be like a wedding card here. So I didn't even realize I was using the same verses for these same projects at the same time until I was getting ready to do today's live video for you. So let me open up my copper clay ink pad. Hey there, Joyce. Happy birthday to you. So copper clay is what I'm going to ink up here. My just kind of chunk of basic white. So, oops, just have a little bit of other little paper sticking to that. So we've got that. And since I have this out, I'm also going to take Birthday Wishes. And the Birthday Wishes is from... Oh, because all of a sudden I'm like, that's not from Layering Leaves or Grassy Grove. Oh, it's from Sending Smiles. So a lot of you love that I give you like where things come from. So yes, Sending Smiles has these skinny little, tiny little sentiments. So that is where I'm pulling in the Birthday Wishes from. I would feel like I was letting you guys down if I didn't tell you that. So getting kind of just a strip of basic white, it doesn't give you a lot of room to play with there, but with it being photopolymer, it's very easy to get that stamped out there on that tiny little strip. Hi there, Linda. I don't know about things over there by Jackson for some of you, but it just kind of started downpouring, I tell you. we always like seeing the rain. It's delaying harvest, which means that I get to spend some time with you guys doing this video as I clip away my little sentiment here. And so otherwise I probably would have been out in the tractor, but I was thankful for the rain because I need, like I said, to do hours yet of cutting cardstock for tomorrow's class. So having this little bit of rain delay worked to my advantage. I was trying to not sound selfish, but even the guy said it was nice to have a little break of some rain too. Okay, so I have this deer stamped out. Okay, I've already talked about the nested essentials dies, and that's what made the frames. And then the stylish shapes dies are also used on that card. Cutting ahead because this is from a class, I did these banners, and I also did some not only in copper clay but boho blue to make and maybe I'll do boho blue. I'll see what I think when I get that far. To know which one I want to go with that. And then this is the deer that I'm pulling from the Grassy Grove dies. And if you remember the Grassy Grove dies, these are from the annual catalog. It has that really beautiful canopy that you can kind of have the deer hiding in there. And then there's more deer in here besides the stamped one. And these kind of make more of those silhouette image shapes that you can die cut there too. All right, so I'm just gonna line up this one. I don't know if you're like me. I always feel like my animals have twice as many legs when it's time to line it up to go through. And okay, where did I hide my top cutting pad? Here we go. Oh, it's right behind. Okay. I was like, usually I put it on the shelf, but you know, sometimes when these things are more clear than not clear, sometimes it just blends in with the environment because of that. Okay, it must be a Monday, you guys. All right, so here we have the deer then cut out, and you know, it was fun to see everybody's cards look a little bit different based on kind of if they chose the landscape versus the portrait style of card and such. And so people placed their images in different spots and such. So for the deer, I can squeeze on a couple dimensionals here. And then I think for the head, I'm going to put like a mini dimensional right up there. So that way he stays popped up for most of his body and head there. And then this, I'm just going to kind of have him kind of just off the path a little bit, like so. And so it just kind of adds to the whole 3D effect with that frame. And now the birthday wishes. I'm trying to think, like I said, I'm trying to think if I feel like the blue, it goes, but I feel like the copper is going to look better and coordinate better with that frame and such. That's already that copper color. So the birthday wishes I'm going to put on there. And then I love these edge pieces for skinny strips like that. So I'm just going to cut that right off the edge there of my dimensionals sheet. And then this is, and this is where I have a tough time, like, okay, where do I want to put this where I'm not covering up something that's too pretty on part of this landscape, because it is so pretty. So yeah, it just dresses that up in a fun way to add those little other accessories. Hi there, Jill. Nice to have you on here with your sister at the same time. And hi there, Patty. So the only other thing I'm going to do for the front now is to bring over some of those brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And I love these for fall just because of the metallic colors, and yet this is perfect for today. I'm going to bring in, since the ink pad's copper clay, I'm going to go for the copper toned embellishments here. There's more of the gold and copper and such, and so I'm going to go, I almost think this looks like, would you call it brush nickel maybe a little bit, but yeah, I'm going for the copper to continue that copper theme, and I'm just putting a couple of them there in the corner. Hopefully that lighting picks that up. Now for the inside, I also pulled out from the Grassy Grove stamp set the trees, and people are like, ooh, those trees are so pretty. Yes, so just inking that up in copper clay. and stamping out those trees, but they're just so detailed. Love that for just a continued nature theme. And then once again, from the stamp set Layered Leaves, so happy to celebrate you. So perfect guy card. And this would be great for like any of my brothers. And then with that too, you could swap out the birthday wishes. This could be a great sympathy card or thinking of you card. So a lot of versatility with just that nature scene. You won't have to even put animals in there. It could just be used like without the frame. And like I said, just an easy note card to send off to somebody. And the price is so reasonable. And yes, Jill says, always need guy cards. I feel like I'm right there with you. And I think because of that, I probably try and do more guy cards. I don't know what other demonstrators do, but I always feel like I am trying to pull those ideas in and bring those to you. I've been working with those owls a lot, and you'll be seeing that as I go through these stamping cards for you for inspiration from my classes, and hopefully that can give you some good ideas using that new set of winter owls for guy cards. So that is card number 1 out of 6 out of the cards that I made for my hold on, my set of 6 for my in-home stamp camp here, and I will continue on as I can. Tomorrow I'll be in Fairmont doing a stamp camp all day there, so I'm excited to see those ladies again because it's been several years since I've been in the Fairmont area doing a stamp camp. And then depending on how much it's rain, I'm looking out my window and it just keeps coming down. I might be back out in the field again Wednesday, but if not, I will be back here doing a video for you guys because I really want to stay on task with getting those posted to you so that you can see what we've done. And thanks again for coming out to my classes to support me, and it makes me feel like, yes, we need to be together because so many of you have been making the trips out to come to those classes, and I appreciate it. And I'm almost completely booked for November, taking the month of October to concentrate on harvest, but it's exciting to go, like, I don't even know if I could fit one more thing into my November schedule. I just have one more class, and then I've got 7 or 8 events already planned for the month of November, which makes it as full as I probably should or want to be. So, alrighty, take care and have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.